Welcome back to Spy Tech Files, where we peel back the layers of the world's most covert operations. Hit subscribe, because what you're about to uncover isn't just an assassination. It's a watershed moment in espionage history. This is the story of how Mossad pulled off one of its most daring hotel missions ever, only to be completely dismantled by a city obsessed with surveillance. The stage, Dubai, January 2010. The city of gold shimmered under the desert sun, a symbol of modern luxury and quiet security. Unbeknownst to the tourists sipping lattes in the marble lobbies, one of the most sophisticated plots in modern history was already in motion. The target was Mahmoud al-Mabhouh, a senior Hamas commander. He was traveling under a false name, allegedly responsible for smuggling weapons from Iran to Gaza. To Tel Aviv, he was a ghost who had simply eluded justice for far too long. He booked a room at the Al-Bustan Rotana Hotel, a short stopover he thought was routine. But the moment his plane landed, so did his hunters. In the days leading up to his arrival, more than 25 operatives had already infiltrated Dubai. They moved in small, perfectly coordinated groups, blending in seamlessly. They were the ultimate tourists. A couple holding hands. A man with a tennis racket bag. Another checking stock prices on his phone in the hotel lobby. But behind those smiles were encrypted phones, micro cameras, and a stack of forged documents. They used a combination of stolen UK, Irish, French, and Australian passports. A brazen challenge to the sovereignty of their own allies. This was cinematic precision. Multiple cells were working independently, yet perfectly synchronized for surveillance, logistics, and the strike. The most chilling detail came from the CCTV footage. Later made public by Dubai police, the video showed operatives entering elevators seconds after al-Mabhouh, following him through shopping malls, even standing inches away from him in the lobby. Every single move was timed. On January 19, 2010, al-Mabhouh returned to his room, 2:30. He felt safe. But within minutes, the hotel's surveillance caught something chilling. A small team entered the elevator just seconds after him, all wearing hats and casual clothes to obscure their faces. Investigators later theorized the team used an electronic bypass or a sophisticated magnetic device to enter his locked room. Once inside, they waited. Calm, efficient, silent. Al-Mabhouh was subdued, injected with a powerful, paralyzing agent, a muscle relaxant, and ultimately suffocated. The killers left the room immaculate. They even hung the "Do Not Disturb" sign before vanishing into the crowd. By the time hotel staff discovered the body, most of the assassins were already gone, scattering across Europe and Asia. It should have been the perfect crime. Silent, clinical, and untraceable. But they forgot one thing. Dubai's cameras never sleep. Here is where the history of espionage takes a dramatic turn. And our first core theme emerges. We can call this the moment the declassified history of physical spycraft met the unforgiving reality of the digital age. In the mid-20th century, during the Cold War, intelligence was a tactile, physical game. Spies relied on tools like the miniature Minox camera for covert documentation, or the legendary shoe transmitter to communicate in the field. Operations were hidden by darkness, isolation, and paper trails that were easily destroyed. The Mossad operation in Dubai was executed with this same analog tradecraft. Forged identities, quick in and out, no visible struggle. But the rules had changed. Dubai Police Chief Dahi Karfan Tamim didn't need classified cables or informants. He simply needed the hard drive. He gave a simple order. Find out who came in, who left, and who followed him. The investigation began with 24 hours of hotel footage, but quickly expanded to over 1,700 hours across airports, hotels, and malls. They didn't just watch the video. They used advanced pattern recognition, timestamp analysis, and cross-checking hotel records. This was a new kind of technological counter-espionage. They found people who looked ordinary until you noticed their patterns. The same man checking into a nearby hotel hours before the target. The same woman entering an elevator seconds after him. The web quickly emerged. By day 4, they had 25 suspects, all using forged Western passports. Every member had arrived and left within a 48-hour window. The single, unifying, and undeniable piece of evidence was the massive CCTV network. The world watched in disbelief as Dubai police released the footage, exposing every movement, every disguise. This wasn't a leak. This was a minute-by-minute visual map of the entire operation. This was declassified history by the people who caught the spies. The fallout was catastrophic. Western nations whose passports were stolen, the UK, Australia, launched formal inquiries, even expelling Israeli diplomats. The operation hadn't failed in achieving its goal, but it had utterly failed the mission of invisibility. The assassins' faces were plastered across global media. The truth was laid bare. In the digital age, technology could betray the spies themselves. The Dubai assassination forced a global intelligence reckoning. It proved that the purely analog age of spies relying on paper-forged IDs was functionally dead. This brings us to the crucial lesson for the modern world. The lesson transitions from geopolitical espionage to the everyday battle against cybercrime and digital age criminals. The exposure prompted intelligence agencies like Mossad to make a major pivot. If physical agents were too exposed, the next logical step was cyber warfare. This shift is directly linked to the accelerated development of advanced units like Israel's Unit 8200, moving the battleground from a hotel room to the digital domain. Why risk an agent being caught by a camera when you can achieve the same goal through a targeted cyber attack or digital intercept? The lesson for us, the audience of Spy Tech Files, and for organizations worldwide, is that the principles of counter-espionage in Dubai are the same principles we need for cybersecurity. Consider the first lesson. Forensics is key. Dubai won because they had immutable timestamp data. For us, this means implementing robust logging and monitoring. Your digital trail is your CCTV. The second lesson. Identity is the weak link. The assassins used stolen credentials, just like today's cybercriminals. The mitigation is clear. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, on absolutely everything. The third lesson is about the fast exit strategy. The agents vanished quickly. Cybercriminals do the same, often exfiltrating data in small encrypted packets. Organizations must have a cyber incident response plan ready, designed for immediate detection and network isolation, to stop the assassins before they can exit the digital borders. The true, ultimate declassified history revealed by Dubai is this: invisibility is no longer possible. The challenge for both spy agencies and corporations is no longer how to hide, but how to control the data you leave behind. The operatives were never caught, but their methods were dissected publicly. The operation killed one man, but it forced the intelligence world to rewrite its playbook. The world of espionage changed forever after that single body was discovered in room 230. There are no invisible agents anymore, only the ones who think they still are. If you thought this mission was shocking, wait until we cover the next one, when the silent war spilled into the streets of Europe. Subscribe so you don't miss the next declassified history file, where the shadows get even darker.